Rise and shine, beautiful souls. So look, I'm just out here walking and enjoying my morning. And I was just thinking, man, why don't we get back to intuition? I believe that like in the past, right? I believe our intuition was so high, we knew who were bad for us. We knew who were good for us. We knew who were positive and negative. We sense it now, but we ignore it. We often ignore it because they're good at casting spells. And what I mean by that is they're good at talking, right? They're good at talking a good game and convincing you that they're good people, decent people to be around, and we fall for it. And then months later, years later, maybe days or weeks, we say, dang, something told me not to deal with that person. You knew it deep down, but you didn't want to feel wrong, like you were not giving somebody a chance, so you messed with them or you dealt with them, right? And now here you are, shooting yourself in the foot, right? Like, man, I let this person around me and I saw it coming and I ignored all the signs because they could cast a spell. They were good at talking, right? This is what I mean, family. Birds can fly south without knowing south. They don't need to know what that is. They take no mind what north, east, south, and west is, right? They don't take into mind the calendar, what day it is to fly. They just know when they need to go and where they need to go. I believe we could once navigate this world the same way, but now we're dumbed down to reading and arithmetic, and we think that's educated. We think that's smart, but those are tools to navigate this world, and what that has done is it has removed our instinct from us. You understand? So we're now disconnected from our instinct. You have to think, why are we so separate from this earth in terms of instinct where other animals aren't? Every other animal, man, they seem to have some type of defense mechanism, right? If you were to take a human, strip him naked, and put him in a jungle against any ordinary predator, we don't stand a chance. There are beings that are 100 times smaller than us that could kill us with their venom, you know? There are beings that are several times larger than us, right? That still have claws. They still have power, immense power, and they're larger than us and can still outrun us, right? We're very weak, but we stand at the apex of the food pyramid, right? We're not even on it. We have no predators, and it's only because of our mind, right? We have developed a way to live in which we're safe. But are we going to evolve? Are we going to evolve to becoming better organisms, better beings for this world we live in? I think that we're becoming worse in that way. We have created a brain outside of ourselves. We call it a computer. And this has now, we don't really need to think because we have computers. If you rewind it back to when we were young, we had memory. We didn't have cell phones. We couldn't store all these numbers, so we remembered them. Now you can't even really think of one phone number in your head, you know? We like to imagine ourselves in the future as having these large heads, as if our brains are going to grow. We're going to become more cognitive, more intelligent beings. But do you really think that's the truth? Will we evolve if we're building our brain outside of ourselves in the form of computers? They can store a lot more memory than we can in our brain. And so therefore, we don't really need to access our brain for information. We could just look it up. Don't you think that would cause us to devolve, right? Our mental state, our mental abilities won't evolve to a greater level or a higher level because we've created ways in which we don't need to do that. We've made our life easy for us, such as if you take the ability or the need to survive from an animal, they'll become what we call domesticated, and they'll be weaker. And if you put them in the jungle or in the wild with their type, with their kind, and they have been domesticated, removed from nature, removed from survival, and now they have to be natural beings and survive, they'll never be able to survive with the creatures that are just like them. That's us, family. I just want you guys to consider that. Let's get back to our intuition. Let's get back to memory. Let's get back to exercising our brains, to thinking, becoming more cognitive beings, becoming beings who are in touch more with their intuitive side. That side of you that knows something without knowing it. You know how you can be in a room and you just know something bad is about to happen, and then you leave and what do you know, right? Or you just get this good feeling about this person and what do you know, right? Or you get a bad feeling and then you see where that gets you, right? When you deal with people where your intuition is screaming at you, telling you don't deal with this person. I call it my spidey sense, right? Spidey sense is going off, telling you don't deal with this person, but in the end you do because they cast a good spell. I'm encouraging all of us to be wise, become more intuitive beings. and stop using tools so much because that could lead to us being mentally handicapped and cut off our evolving, okay? I love you all. That's my rant for today. Be evolution, be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting the other. And if you would ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you would have found yourself. Peace, family. Love you all.